see Dominic Casey doing on the video that got your attention?
He was digging in the soil. He had a probe, and he was probing in the soil. He was also picking up items at the crime scene and tossing them aside if he felt that...
Well, we can stop with the picking up at the crime scene.
Yes.
He was at the crime scene at one of these locations where he was doing the digging and the probing was at the crime scene. Based on what you saw him doing at the crime scene where the remains were found, could he have possibly disturbed evidence if the body were in fact right where he was doing all these things?
Oh, absolutely, especially in the portion of the video where we see him picking up an item with a stick and examining it and then tossing it aside, and also probing into the earth and just generally mucking about in that area very well could have disturbed the integrity of that crime scene.
Did it look like he knew he was being videotaped?
Oh, absolutely. At one point, there is some direction by Mr. Casey to Mr. Hoover to shoot a certain area or a certain shot.
Did it look like you said he went to another area that looked like an abandoned house. Was there any similarity in those two locations that was getting his attention that he seemed to be focused on?
The point of interest at both of these locations seemed to be a configuration of 3 rocks or 3 stones in the soil, and it seemed that that was his point of reference in his search.
You also said that at the area that looked like an abandoned house or abandoned home where the yard was overgrown, it appeared that maybe something was sticking up out of the ground, like a piece of plastic bag or something? And
that's correct. That's correct. Mr. Casey was digging in the area, actually digging with a garden shovel in an area where it appeared to be a black plastic bag sticking out of the earth. And later, the following day, he went back with the probe and was probing that area where it appeared there was a black plastic bag. In addition, at the home, there were a couple of black plastic bags, which Mr. Casey is seen cutting those open to examine the contents, what turned out to be yard trash.
And you said that he at the scene, he went back a second day. What was if you could went in all in one thing? The first day he went, what did he do at that scene? At the crime scene. The first day he went, what did he do that was most attention for you? And the second day he went back, what did he do that, in your mind, you said, "Wow, why is he doing that at a possible crime?"
The first day he was at the crime scene, there were 3 things that stood out to me. One, he appeared on the telephone, on his cell phone, and
Well, you know what? Don't worry about the cell phone part.
Okay.
We already know about that.
All right.
Just as far as physically, the news stuff.
Gotcha.
Physically, what he was doing. The first day he picks up the blanket. The second day So what did he do at the crime scene? The first and the second day that caught your attention?
The first day he picked up with the stick what appeared to be a blanket, examined it, and then tossed it aside. And then located again the point of reference of the 3 stones and directed Mr. Hoover to photograph a certain area. The second day at the crime scene, what is significant is that Mr. Casey has a probe and he is probing the earth around again that point of reference of the 3 stones. And the probe is not just a surface probe. A significant portion of that probe went into the earth as though he is trying to see if there's something that is going to stop the probe from sinking into the earth.
If the body, I don't think it was there, but if the body were in that area where he was doing that, how could he have damaged evidence?
Oh, he could have taken that probe. It was a metal probe, and if he hit the skull or the bones of that skeletal remains, he could have fractured it. He could have otherwise altered it, and it would have thrown the whole forensic examination of the bones off, because there could have been then trauma to the bones that he himself inflicted through his mucking about.